Hello everyone, welcome back to Fraud on the Telly. In today's video, we're going over all of the crazy lore bombshells that Matt Mercer dropped in Critical Role Campaign 3, Episode 55. So always, if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out last week's Critical Role video where I went over one of the craziest theories I think I've ever come up with through all of Critical Role Campaign 3. But let's just get right into the madness, shall we? So when we last left off, our party had been split up, half of them being located in the city of Uthadurn in the north of Wildmount. Our party had managed to save the city from a strange bull-like entity that was released during the apogee solstice when all magic and enchantments were apparently undone. Our party finally get to speak to the king and queen of Uthadurn, to where Matt Mercer drops an absolute lore bomb on us. We have to remember that this entire whole story here, the reason, my opinion at least, why the party has been split up is to receive core information about Ludinus and how to stop him. We have to remember that Ludinus is originally from the Savalier Wood, from Melasmere. At least he spent a lot of time there, much of his younger years, as we remember this elf is super old, so the key to whatever is going on currently in our modern timeline in Campaign 3 is in the past and in Melasmere. The king informs us that Ludinus was one of the most powerful arcane practitioners in the city of Melasmere. We learned that Ludinus was rather an odd individual. Apparently he didn't get along well with the many divine worshippers, the many churchgoers, if you will, of Melasmere, as the man would constantly question and put down the gods and their beliefs, those who believe in the gods, creating a bit of animosity for him from the holy people, from the worshippers in the city of Melasmere. Apparently the man, Ludinus that is, cared only about the nature of the gods and explored historical relics, as he would constantly spend time either in a guild hall or in a great tower doing research. Eventually the animosity for Ludinus would grow from his rocky relationship with the temples, and apparently the government of Melasmere would cut funding to his research. Later on, the king is questioned about the nature of the cataclysmic event that destroyed Melasmere, the event that has corrupted the Savalier Wood, events we know from Campaign 2, where the Mighty Nine journeyed to the Savalier Wood. The king informs the party and us, the viewer, that the city was founded on a powerful magical font deep beneath the caves underneath the city. Caves that would constantly be explored and mapped out to try to discover just how deep does this magic go. Apparently all those years ago, what is it, around 550 post-Divergence, apparently during an apogee solstice, a great cataclysmic event took place in the city of Melasmere. Beneath the red moon of Ruidus, shadows began to corrupt the people, the city, the beings, the animals, the nature itself of Melasmere. Many citizens dying along with the number of plant life as the city was corrupted and destroyed, forcing the elves to flee south down to the city of Uthadurn, where they would be taken in. Now there's some various obvious red flags here. One, the mention of the moon of Ruidus. Two, the fact that this took place on an apogee solstice, and the strange shadows and corruption. This sure seems like a test run that took place for Mr. Ludinus Delath, a test run in the potential release of Predathos, what he was trying to do a few episodes ago during the apogee solstice in Campaign 3. It seems that Ludinus has been planning this Predathos plan, this destroying of the gods, for an awful long time now. Now this is only an assumption, a guess, but it seems to be a rather correct one, as Matt has pointed all signs towards this notion. And obviously a baddie like Ludinus would want to at least test run, attempt his scary arcane ritual, one that apparently would destroy the gods. Though it seems like something went wrong in Melasmere, as the gods were not destroyed, but he ended up destroying his entire city, his entire home. All the while, none of the elves of Melasmere even know that it seems to be that it was Ludinus's fault. In addition, we learned that apparently Ludinus was not from Melasmere all along, that he immigrated from Isilra, one of the oldest cities and communities in Exandria, which is basically where Vasselheim is in the northern run of Tal'Dorei. Now, this is also interesting because we know from our history that Asilra was the location for the founding of many of the floating cities that occurred in the age of Arcanum and beyond. This then does lead credence to the theory that Ludinus actually was alive potentially during the Calamity, or that somehow he is a survivor of the Calamity, or that possibly his family was a survivor of the Calamity, a survivor of one of these many floating cities. We just don't know how exactly old Ludinus is. We don't know the ages. We don't know at what age he ventured to Melasmir, what age or what year he migrated and made Melasmir his home. We just don't know, and especially with powerful wizards and this obsession with immortality, we just don't know how old Ludinus as a person really is, or why they seem to hate the gods so much. It seems to be linked to the Calamity, probably to the destruction of the Age of Arcanum and the falling of the flying cities, these flying cities being the hub for arcane magical practices and just advancements in modern times. If Ludinus was a former denizen of one of these flying cities and he did witness the fall of these flying cities, or possibly his family witnessed the fall of these flying cities, then he could be raised with this hatred towards the gods, hatred towards the divine, especially after having seen people, arcane casters, come so close to divinity only to be snuffed out, taken away. Learning all of this, our party decide to set out to travel to Melasmir, something that I think will take somewhere around a week to get there, if I'm remembering correctly, and it seems like we are going to continue to venture on with half of our party here. I'm curious just how long it will take to get to Melasmir, and what they will actually find in Melasmir. They essentially are being forced to wait as they have no way to teleport out of Uthadurn. They are waiting for druidic casters to come and teleport them, assumably back to Marquette. So while they wait, they might as well go and venture one of the most dangerous places in all of Exandria to potentially maybe find some answers on one Ludinus Delath and just exactly what is going on. Personally, I cannot wait to see what is going on in Melasmir. Melasmir is one of the many mysteries that have existed in Exandria for some time now, and it seems that I might have actually been right. It seems that Ludinus's history is importantly linked here with whatever is going on in the present, and I can't wait to see just what the heck is going on with this Ludinus guy, as there's just so many questions. Oh, as well, fun little side tangent. Apparently Frida and FCG are now in some kind of weird robot love, apparently, and we learned that FCG's name stands for not fresh cut grass, but actually stands for faithful caregiver, something that is super interesting in my opinion. There's still so many mysteries yet to uncover in Campaign 3. I love all of the focus on the Calamity, on ancient times in Exandria, as in my opinion, the lore and the world building of Exandria by Matt Mercer is absolutely amazing, and it is easily one of my favorite parts of Critical Role, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. It is kind of weird. It feels like we're in this weird kind of limbo space in these episodes, as we're only seeing half of our cast, and it seems like we're only going to be with half of this cast for like several months. Are we going to get an independent episodes with the other half of the cast? We don't exactly know what's going on with the future of Critical Role Campaign 3, but you know, I'm along for the ride. These guys always seem to deliver. Matt Mercer always comes up with the goods, with some insane storytelling, some insane plot twists, so I just can't wait to see what happens, guys. Let me know your thoughts, theories, and predictions about Critical Role Campaign 3, Episode 55 in the comments down below as well. Don't forget to check out our crazy, insane theory from last week's episode of Critical Role. I'll put the eye above right now if you want to go check that one out. A theory that is probably wrong, but man, if it was right, it would be absolutely insane, wouldn't it? And as always, guys, stay safe out there. Until next time, peace, love, adu.
Story that might be, we wasn't supposed to happen. So much talk around us, we became numb to the yapping. It was like 05, got my license to drive. Picked you up in my pop's car, went for a ride. Couldn't no one tell us nothing, that night was ours. All the stars